Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, thank you to all of you who sent me birthday greetings when it was my birthday recently. I want to take this opportunity to explain to you what people here in the UK usually do on birthdays. Well, first of all, I have to tell you that not everyone celebrates birthdays. It's a matter of personal choice. Some people, for philosophical or other reasons, may not choose to celebrate. And then there's others who perhaps will only celebrate birthday milestones, like the 18th birthday, 21st birthday, and then the decades 30, 40, 50. As we get older, we tend to celebrate less because there's usually less people in our lives. We usually buy a cake and we put the number of candles on the cake corresponding to the age. So, for example, if a child is 5 years old, he will receive a cake with 5 candles and he'll be asked to make a wish and then cut the cake. And the same when you're 10, but when you get older, there isn't a lot of room on that cake for so many candles. So the cake tends to have 1 or 2 candles. And by the time you reach my age, you won't have candles. In fact, you'll be lucky if you have a cake. So it's very interesting how birthdays change as we get older. So not everyone celebrates them. If you're working in the UK, you should not assume that everyone likes birthdays or celebrates them. It really isn't a big deal here. And that, again, is because we're not really family-orientated people, and British people are not so social. If they do choose to celebrate a birthday, you may receive an email saying that the person is having maybe a special dinner, but more than likely just going to the pub to celebrate their birthday. And you might get an invite to that. Most, if not all, of our celebrations focus around alcohol. Sad, but true. And you may well be asked to participate in one of those. I don't, because they're usually loud and noisy, just not my kind of thing. But I'm very happy to go along to a dinner. But as soon as that's over, then I would go home. I wouldn't go on to the pub or to the nightclub or wherever they're going. So you could go for the food and then just leave it. If you really wanted to be sociable, you could go and say, okay, but I'm only staying for half an hour. I just came to say happy birthday, something like this. When it comes to young work colleagues, almost certainly there'll be a night out at some point. If you're having a birthday and you choose not to celebrate it, or if you don't want to go to the pub, you simply tell people that you want to celebrate in a different way. You can organize a birthday lunch, for example, or maybe you can take cakes to work. Now, this is another thing. We have this very strange tradition in the UK that if it's your birthday, you take the cakes to work for everyone, and then people can enjoy them. And it's a lovely thing to do, but it's a little bit bizarre because it's your birthday. You think they would give you cakes. But of course, everyone does this. So if you're working in a big team, every few weeks there will always be cakes. And again, you can check with people with dietary requirements because in the UK, of course, people will want to make sure that the food is suitable for them to eat, whether they be vegan, vegetarian, or certain other dietary requirements, perhaps because of their way of life. So you should always check in advance that people will like your style of cake. These are things you have to remember in British culture, but generally with birthdays, we have a lovely time. And thank you all again for your birthday wishes. and I hope to catch up with you all again soon. Thank you and goodbye.